Good evening and welcome to the Tennessee Smokies Wicked Weed Brewing pregame show. I'm Ben Slotnick from the Smokies Baseball Broadcasting Center. We'll have Mick Gillespie and Richie Giuliano on the call live from Smokies Stadium for Game 4 of a 6-game series between the visiting Chattanooga Lookouts, the AA affiliate of the Cincinnati Reds, and the Tennessee Smokies, the AA affiliate of the Chicago Cubs. First pitch will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The Tennessee Smokies broadcast pregame show is brought to you by Wicked Weed Brewing. Wicked Weed is the official craft beer of the Tennessee Smokies. Since 2012, Wicked Weed has been pushing the envelope, crafting unique beers with bold flavors for the forward drinker. Find your new favorite at Smokies Stadium or at a local retailer. Well, the Smokies dominated Monday night's Memorial Day series opener with a 10-1 victory over the Lookouts. In the top of the first inning, Smokies starting pitcher Cole Franklin retired the Lookouts down in order on just 7 pitches. In the home half of the first two Smokies hitters made out, but Owen Casey walked on 4 pitches, which was followed by an Andy Weber double. Then with runners on second and third and 2 outs, B.J. Murray faced the 9th pitch of his at-bat.
Here's the 3-2. Swing, fly ball, deep center field. Back going Serta, running back. It's going to be over his head and off the bottom of the wall. 2 runs will score. Murray in the second base with a stand-up double, and the Smokies strike here in the bottom of the first.
This was Murray's Southern League leading 14th double of the season, and it's not the only double Murray has hit in this series. The Smokies would never salvage that 2-0 lead. In the bottom of the third, Owen Casey came up with nobody on and 1 out.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a high deep drive, straightaway center field. That ball way back there, and song! A shot to straightaway center field to the deepest part of the stadium. And Owen Casey rocks that one out of the ballpark, and the Smokies lead at 3-zip.
This was Casey's Southern League leading 11th home run of the season, which is still atop the Southern League. Ahead 3-0 in the home half of the fourth, Pete Crow Armstrong blew the game open with the bases juiced and 1 out. On his 3-run double, it gave the Smokies a 3-0 lead. Then in the bottom of the 6th, Chase Strumpf hit a 3-run double of his own to put the Smokies ahead by 8 runs, and a Strumpf sac fly scored Crow Armstrong for the 10th Smokies run of the game in the bottom of the 8th. Smokies reliever Riley Martin retired the Lookouts down in order in the top of the 9th to secure the 9-run victory. Cole Franklin recorded the win for his 2nd consecutive start. In 5 shutout innings, he allowed just 1 hit, 2 walks, and struck out 5. Then after a Tuesday night off, the Lookouts ended the month of May on a high note with a 9-5 11-inning win over the Smokies in Game 2. The Lookouts led 4-1 after 3.5 innings, but the Smokies led 5-4 entering the top of the 9th, and then Chattanooga left fielder Ivan Johnson led off the inning.
Here's the right-hander's pitch to the plate. Swing and a high fly ball, and we're tied. It's his 2nd of the night, and that to right field evens the score at 5.
Johnson's game-tying home run was his 2nd of the night, and this was his first multi-home run game in the minors since August of 2019 when playing with the now-defunct rookie ball Greenville Reds of the Appalachian League. No more runs were scored following Johnson's solo shot until Nicholas Northcutt stepped up with runners on 1st and 2nd and 1 out in the top of the 11th inning.
Guzman pauses and delivers. Swing, fly ball. That's deep. Right center field. Pete Crow Armstrong back, tries to climb the wall, but it's gone. The 3rd home run tonight for Nick Northcutt. And Chattanooga scores 3 here in the 11th inning, and they lead 8-5.
This was Northcutt's first career multi-home run game as a minor leaguer, and he had a hat trick of homers. Later in the top half of the 11th, Lookouts designated hitter James Free singled home a run to extend Chattanooga's lead to 4. The Lookouts led 9-5 entering the home half of the 11th when reliever Spencer Stockton retired the Smokies down in order, including a pair of strikeouts to clinch the win. Then last night, the Smokies won Game 3 in come-from-behind fashion. Smokies starting pitcher DJ Hers allowed 1 run in each of his first 3 innings pitched, and the Lookouts led 3-0 entering the bottom of the 4th. But the shutout hopes soon came to an end for Chattanooga when Cole Roederer came up with nobody on and 2 outs.
Here comes a 2-2 pitch. Swing and a high drive. Deep right field. Hines back at the track. He looks up. See you later. Cole Roederer with the 71st Smokies home run of the season. Turns on an inside pitch. He rips his second of the year, and the Smokies get on the board here in this 4th inning.
Chattanooga responded with a run in the top of the 5th on an Alan Serta RBI single to make it a 4-1 game, but the lead would not last long for the Lookouts. In the home half of the 5th, Hayden McGeary hit an RBI single to cut the lead to 2, and then 3 pitches later, the Southern League leader in doubles did what he does best.
Now the 0-2. Swinging a line drive down the left field line. If it's fair, it's going to score a run. That's a fair ball into the corner. 1 run scores. Here comes McGeary around third. The throw from left is cut off, and Murray ties it up at 4 here in the 5th inning. RBIs number 30 and 31 for B.J. Murray. Slices it into left field, and the Smokies erase that 4-1 deficit. They put up a crooked number of 3 here in the 5th.
Following B.J. Murray's game-tying 2-run double, his 15th 2-bagger of the season, Cole Roederer lined out to end the inning. In the top of the 6th, Smokies reliever Hunter Biggie struck out the Lookouts down in order to keep the game tied 4-4. And in the bottom of the 6th, with nobody on and 1 out, Andy Weber, who hadn't homered in his last 81 at-bats, had something to say about that.
Here's a high deep drive, right center field. Hines back at the wall. There she goes. Andy Weber, a solo home run, and for the first time tonight, the Smokies take the lead. His second home run of the season makes it 5-4 Smokies.
It remained a 5-4 Smokies lead entering the top of the 9th with closer Riley Martin on the mound looking for his 3rd save of the season. Despite being down 2-0 in the count against each of his first 2 batters faced, he struck out both. Then down to their final strike, Lookouts left fielder Ivan Johnson was up to bat.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Martin from the stretch. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. And he got him. And the ball game is over. And the Smokies win it. Redemption. Sweet redemption. They win this one 5-4. They're still in first place. What do you say?
Biggie recorded his 3rd win, and Martin recorded his 3rd save in the 1-run Smokies victory. Tonight, it's Star Wars night at Smokies Stadium, where the Smokies look to take a 2.5-game lead over the Lookouts for first place in the Southern League North. All right, it's time for a quick break, and when we come back, we'll introduce tonight's starting lineups, team notes, and the Hampton Inn and Suites keys to the game. More Smokies baseball coverage is coming up next. Welcome back to the Tennessee Smokies Wicked Weed Brewing pregame show. I'm Ben Slotnick from the Smokies Baseball Broadcasting Center. Game 4 of a 6-game series between the Lookouts and Smokies is coming up in just a few minutes. But first, it's time to introduce tonight's starting lineups. For the visiting Chattanooga Lookouts at 25-22 overall, second place in the Southern League North, 1.5 games back from the first place Smokies. Leading off for the Lookouts with a Southern League best 35 runs scored, the designated hitter Noel V. Marte. Batting second, the switch hitter, second baseman Ivan Johnson. Batting third and hitless in his last 18 at-bats with 8 strikeouts, first baseman Alex McGarry. Batting cleanup with a Southern League high 74 strikeouts, right fielder Reese Hines. Batting fifth, the center fielder Alan Serta. Batting sixth at shortstop Jose Torres. Batting seventh, third baseman Nick Northcutt. Batting eighth, the catcher Daniel Veoheen. And left fielder batting ninth, Jacob Hurtubise. Starting on the mound for the Lookouts is the right-hander Sam Ben Scooter. He's 1-5 with a 7.38 ERA through 9 starts. In his only start against the Smokies on April 21st, Ben Scooter allowed 6 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings pitched on 7 hits, 3 home runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts in a loss. Offensively, Chattanooga's team leader in batting average, hits, RBIs, and runs scored, Noel V. Marte, went 2 for 23 with 2 runs scored versus the Smokies in the 6-game series back in mid-April. Through 3 games of this series, he is 5 for 15 with 2 runs scored. And baseball is a funny game. In the Lookouts Game 2 win, Nick Northcutt went 3 for 5 with 3 home runs and 5 runs batted in. In Game 3, he went 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. Now, the Lookouts not only have the worst team batting average in the Southern League, they are tied for the 6th worst team batting average in all of minor league baseball at .216. In fact, 4 of 9 hitters in the lineup tonight are batting south of the Mendoza line. Jose Torres is batting .136, Alex McGarry is hitting .138, Alan Serta is batting .183, and the catcher Daniel Veoheen has a .188 average. But since going 3 for 5 with a double and 2 RBIs in a 6-4 win over Rocket City, Lookouts shortstop Jose Torres is 2 for 25 with no RBIs and 12 strikeouts. Now the starting lineup for the home team, the Tennessee Smokies, at 27-21 overall, first place in the Southern League North, 1.5 games ahead of the second place Lookouts. Leading off for the Smokies, the designated hitter Pete Crow Armstrong. Batting second, shortstop Luis Vasquez. Batting third on a Southern League best 7-game run scored streak, left fielder Owen Casey. Batting cleanup, first baseman Hayden McGarry. Batting fifth, the Southern League leader in doubles and extra base hits, third baseman B.J. Murray. Batting sixth, the catcher Pablo Aliendo. Batting seventh in center field, Cole Roederer. In left field, batting eighth, Jordan Wogu. And batting ninth on a 3-game multi-hit streak, second baseman Andy Weber. Starting on the mound for the Smokies is the 22-year-old right-hander Porter Hodge. He's 1-4 overall with a 4.54 earned run average through 9 starts. In his only start against Chattanooga on April 22nd, Hodge pitched 4 shutout innings in a no decision. He allowed 4 hits, 2 walks, and struck out 3 batters in the outing. Offensively, the Smokies still lead Double-A with 72 home runs. With a scheduled 90 regular season games remaining, the Smokies are on pace to hit 207 home runs, which would shatter their franchise record of 189, which was set last season. And since 2 for 20 stretch with no extra base hits and 3 RBIs, Pete Crow Armstrong is 7 for 17 this series on a Southern League best 4-game extra base hit streak along with 5 RBIs. Now, the Smokies lead the Southern League in 5th, 6th, 8th, and 9th inning runs scored, but are oddly last in 7th inning runs scored. But since the 7th inning of the series opener, 10 of the last 14 Smokies runs have been scored with 2 outs. And in his last 4 games played, Smokies left fielder Jordan Wogu is 1 for 15 with 13 strikeouts, including back-to-back games with a golden sombrero. He looks to bounce back this evening. Now it's time for our keys to the game, brought to you by Hampton Inn & Suites. The Hampton Inn & Suites, located just behind Smokies Stadium, is the proud host hotel of the Tennessee Smokies. The first key is for Wogu to put the ball in play. He doesn't necessarily need a hit tonight, but it's important for him to break his 5-game multi-strikeout streak. His issues at the plate won't resolve overnight, but you have to start somewhere, such as making better contact and moving runners over. And the second key is for Smokies starting pitcher Porter Hodge to keep showing that his season numbers don't do him justice. It's been a 180 turn for Hodge. In his first 4 starts, Hodge allowed 14 earned runs on 19 hits and 13 2 1/3 innings pitched with a 9.22 ERA. Since then, Hodge has made 5 starts, allowing just 4 earned runs on 12 hits in 22 innings pitched with a phenomenal 1.64 ERA in that span. He's allowed 7 fewer hits and 10 fewer earned runs in 8 2/3 more innings pitched. All right, that wraps up the Tennessee Smokies Wicked Weed Brewing pregame show. When we come back, we will have Mick Gillespie and Richie Giuliano on the call live from Smokies Stadium. Game 4 of Lookouts versus Smokies is coming up next.